Well, it's been a hot minute, so welcome back to the channel. And here we're going to do another mid-time review. It hasn't exactly been a long-term review, but I have been using the NutSac MDB. That does stand for Man Bag Dammit. And no, I do not often say that out loud, but it is a very functional bag. Anyone who's watched my other review on the NutSac Satchel 13, now better known as the Satchel Pro, you'll know that I'm rather fond of these bags. They fit my style, they're very functional, they're very practical, and I can have exactly what I need with me at all times. And it looks reasonably stylish. If you're okay with the bag look or potentially being mocked a little bit and having someone say merce or man purse, at the end of the day, I don't rightly care. I use a bag because it is a practical option. It does exactly what I need it to, and it means that I'm not absolutely stuffing my pockets with all these extras that, let's be honest, don't fit in pockets to begin with. So I wanted to go do an overview. Like I said, I've been using it for the last few months, and you can see that there's not a whole lot of heavy wear on it. I have pet hair because I do happen to have 3 indoor cats as well as a dog. And let's be real, those of us that have pets know that pet hair is inevitable. The strap here has collected a fair bit with my use. It is a little bit narrow, but when you consider the bag in general and the proportion, then it makes sense to have the narrower strap. Because I'm not making it as heavy as I would the other one, the NutSac Satchel Pro or the 13, however you want to call it, I'm less concerned with the strap being as narrow as it is, and it functions. It is ridiculously long, okay? It doesn't even have the full view of my camera here, the way that I have it set. And I'm 6'6", and so the way that I have it situated, it sits right below the level of my front pockets, which for me is very comfortable, very reasonably accessible, and I can quickly open it with one hand, which brings us to these excellent YKK zippers with leather pull tabs that, I mean, right now they're not even remotely worn in. Nice carry handle, so if you want to grab it, if you're walking or moving, and you're worried about it swinging around, you can hang on to it. It has excellent clasps, and these, so I've only had it a few months, but the rings have not worn nearly as much as the older one. You just pull right here, and it unhooks, and then when you let it go, it's going to be a sure lock and not come loose. There's no issue or worry that that's going to come apart on you. So, YKK zipper on the front, a 2 setup for the top, and it does exactly what you need it to. Now, I predominantly use this one, the MDB, as a book bag. I wanted a means to carry around a notebook, a small battery pack, my Bible, and, a couple of little extras, and not a whole lot more. If I need more, that's where I have the Satchel 13. So let's start right here at the front pouch, and you'll see some of my peripherals. So I have my ubiquitous Pilot G2. I like the 07 because in my journal, it just works. And then I have a Anchor C2C cable that works with my S24 Ultra. Excellent post-it note tabs for using with either the journal or the Bible, depending what I'm doing. To think, there was a time when I thought these would tear up my Bible paper or make a mess in my notebook. They're indispensable now. And then I like my Trident gum, so right there, cinnamon, and it fits perfectly. I haven't used too many of these, but I actually refilled this one. I had an old pack, and I moved the pieces over into this pack so that I could condense and only have one in the bag. And then small stream light. This is the micro stream, which if you just need a small light, 45 lumens, but you have light exactly where you need it, it'll do the trick. And I do keep it twisted back so that it, well, there we go, so it doesn't come on accidentally in the bag and drain the battery. And that's everything in the very front pouch. Go ahead and close that up. We'll open the top here. Anchor MagSafe battery pack. I do know that there's a recall on these, but I haven't had an issue with mine, and it works. I've been cautious. If lithium batteries go sideways, you want to be very careful because they can cause fires and be a bit of a hazard. Then pen case, because I got a notebook in there and I have it a little overstuffed. We got my pencil right there, Lamy Safari, Lamy 2000, and a Tool gel pen. The Lamys are fountain pens because they're just wonderful to write with and I enjoy them, and I want to be able to keep them protected in a neat place. The drafter's pencil, I've been using these things for years, ever since college. They're indispensable. Once you use a fine pencil, you don't want to go back. I do not remember the name of the case, but it is a goatskin leather I found on Amazon, and simple zipper. It has held up incredibly well, part of it being because I keep it in the bag and not jumping around. But it's a matter of knowing what you need with you. Like I said, this is predominantly a book bag and peripherals that go with that. So I'm not overstuffing it. I do still keep sunglasses with me. So my aviators here, these are the Randolph Engineering. So anyone who's ever used a pair of Randolphs and knows the comfort and incredible way that they work, you just can't go backwards. These ones are quite heavily worn. I've had them for going on 5 years, and I mean, they're dirty. I need to clean them again, but they work really well. I mean, you can see how dark they are, but you still see very clearly, and yeah, great sunglasses, must have. I use these VisionWorks eyeglass cases. I like the profile and size. I can fit my lens cloth underneath there to protect the lenses, and the profile works with every bag that I have, so phenomenal little option. And then my journal. I do a fair bit of writing, so you'll notice that I don't just carry pens for the random sake of it. I actually make use of them, and so if I'm going to have a great journal, I want to have great pens to work with. Speaking of which, let's point out this little detail. This is the Leuchtturm 1917 120 GSM paper, and these are excellent for use with fountain pens, with gel. They are a rather stiff paper, but very smooth to write on. And anyway, this isn't a paper review, but it's a journal. It's the A5 size, and it fits perfectly in the bag while still having space for everything else that I want to get with me. And so I tend to use those a lot. I have a number of them over here on the shelf to the side. They just work. Once you find something you enjoy using, you tend to stick with it. It's kind of like these bags. Once you know a style and a setup that you're going to work with and what you're willing to make use of, you enjoy using it so much that you just choose to stick with it. And that's what I've done here with the NutSac. So you can see here, I had something inside and it pressed through and it left a little bit of a mark, but that's not the end of the world. It is waxed canvas. I have not had any reason or occasion to do any re-waxing. I do have a can of Martexin that I could use if I needed it, but I've taken this out in the rain, the snow, and it still works perfectly. My Bible, my notebook, nothing inside is getting wet, damaged, or otherwise turning into a problem. So right here we have my Cambridge Pip Minion, New King James Version, and you can see that it is holding up nicely, being protected inside of the bag without needing an additional case. For me, this is about as small of a Bible as I'll ever use, because the print on it, while very readable, is quite small, It's a 6.75 on a number 1 lexicon 7, if I remember right. Let's look at this. Those of you that are looking to have a Bible with you, it is a worthy prospect, but you want to have something that you can actually read. So 6.75 on a 7-point lexicon number 1, Blue Heron Bookcraft, so there you go. And goatskin leather. So very supple, very durable, and holds up well. Again, do your part to take care of it. I keep it in the bag so that it doesn't get damaged, but I don't feel bad pulling my Bible out. I got it to read, I want to learn, I want to study, and this is what I choose to use. I do have some Post-it notes stuck to the back cover here so that I can take notes, because there's not a lot of space to do note-taking inside of the Pit Minion. It's just not going to happen. I have one there at the front, and anyone who has seen Matthew Everhard's videos, you'll know that he's a fan of these Post-it tabs as well. So I did take a page from his book, if you will, and stuck these up in here so that when I'm preparing a lesson or am just focused on a certain area of study, I can peel a tab off and put it anywhere that I need it, mark it, and know, so long as I'm careful, that I can move these and use them over and over again without damaging the pages. And the brilliant thing is you can read right through it. And yet they come off cleanly, no residue, and all of this fits inside of the NutSac MDB. So let's show you that. Look at that. All of that fits comfortably inside of this bag, which is now empty. It does have an internal pouch. Not that I really use it a lot, but the outside is black, the inside is tan. But if you wanted to stuff a small notebook, or I could even put these tabs right here and slip them into the back because they're nice and thin. They'll stay out of the way. I don't have to worry about them pulling apart. And then check this out. Reload the bag. Again, I put them spine down. I don't want the text blocks to break loose. And so, while there's not liner in the back of the bag, I don't worry about it because I'm not dropping it all the time. I know some people get concerned about that and they're worried that they're going to damage something or... Yeah, I haven't had an issue, so I don't really worry about it. There we go. Take the battery pack, lay it right there into the top. And that zips up. And then right here, I'm going to take and stick the gum on the side. My cable, I go ahead and snug it up a little bit and slip that right in there. Make sure my flashlight fits in, pen at the top, zip it, and there you have it. That's the NutSac MDB, and I can literally take just what I need for a Sunday morning to church and not worry about lugging around the other bag that has anything I could possibly need. Now, this is a more focused tool. You want to be mindful that, you don't overstuff it because it does have the narrower strap. And if you get this heavy, trust me, you're going to notice it. It's not a lot of fun. And the way that it holds up, the way that it's going to wear in with time, I forgot to point this out, but they did the clean logo, so no text down here. Leather pull tab, so you can hold this end. So if you need to hold it and really you got your zipper tight, you can pull on it nice and easy. Same here, you can pinch down. Not that I've had a need for using those because YKK zippers are bulletproof and nice and smooth, and they just do what you want them to. These right here, I'm not worried about them pulling apart. The stitching on them is incredible. I don't know that you want to put your whole weight on them, but they hold up brilliantly. And the other bag that I have, it's going on nearly 5 years now. It'll be 5 years come April, and it's held up perfectly, so I have the confidence that this one will do the same. The only slight gripe that I have, so they put the loops here on the back of the bag rather than on the end caps, which is what I'm personally used to. So it hangs across your back really well. If you like to have it sit right at or right above your belt line, then you probably won't mind these as much as I do. I prefer to have the bag sitting to the front, right above my front left pocket. And so when it's hanging on body, the way that it tugs actually pushes it out and away from your body. So for accessibility, that's great. For comfort moving around, I do wish that they were here on the sides in line with the zipper, but that would keep the bag from opening as much. And I'm sure they had a just reason for doing it. But as a whole, it's still a phenomenal little bag, and I'm going to keep it. I'm going to use it, and I enjoy it day to day. So at the end of the day, if you're out for a great bag and looking at options, the price point might initially seem steep, but I'm going to be honest, you buy it and consider what you have. And at the end of the day, I don't think you're going to be complaining. So I did end up getting it as a giveaway, a one item. There was one of those things going on the website. I clicked on it for a chance to win, and I happened to win. So I did not pay full money for this. If I remember right, I paid shipping. But other than that, I did not pay a penny for it. That said, I like it well enough that if something were to go sideways with it, or it were to burn up tomorrow, I would end up getting it because it's that good. It's comfortable, it's the right size, and it just works. Now, what I have in there is a size of the tools that I want to have with me, knowing what I'm going to have. That said, if you want to put a larger Bible, these are options that'll fit as well. This is a Cambridge Emerald text, and this is the KJ 533TR. So this is a larger Bible, and as you can see, it would fit in there. This is closer to the size of the A5 notebook, but it'll fit in there fine. This is the Trinitarian Bible Society TBS Windsor, and it also fits in there just fine. So if you wanted to go with something larger than the Pit Minion, you can do it. Just understand that there are certain other things you're not going to fit in there. So anyway, there's another review. And if you're considering the NutSac MDB, well, if it's in the size that you're looking for, don't hesitate. Just get it, pick the color that you like, and go for it. So I hope that helps in your decision. Have a wonderful and blessed day. And if you've got your Bible around, don't just carry it with you. Take a moment, open it up, and study God's holy word. God bless, and cheers.